All right. I don't know if you can see me. It's a little, lighting is a little strange in here. Okay. Getting my sage. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn Renee McDonald for Practical. Ooh, bright light, bright light, bright light. I need my glasses, I think. Let's put up here. Here we go. There we go. All right. All right. Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. It's Lynn Renee McDonald for Practical Spirituality Live. Good to see all you guys. And we're doing our usual saging. These are really, really, really wild times, in case you haven't noticed. Wild times. Just in January alone. This blood red moon has triggered a lot of stuff. What is this super wolf blood red moon thing? Astrological, I think it was January 20th, 21st time span, and then it lasts up to a week to 10 days before and after you'll start to feel the effects, and always astrologically, depending on how sensitive you are, and that's kind of how it works, depending on how sensitive you are, what you're going to feel, okay, doing your work and many different factors. But ultimately, the more in tune you are with love energy that is God, the more you're going to be in tune to all the changes astrologically as well, okay. And the more you work with God, the same thing. Okay, so that said, let's get us back to what Spirit wants us to talk about, which is the blood red moon. All right, so January has been a wild year already. 2019 is a creation, love energy creation year, a God year. Master creation is happening. If you haven't noticed, people are kind of freaking out. Crazy things are happening, going on. What's happening is we're being pushed like a bulldozer to move forward with this energy to create our dreams. What this means is you are going to have to drop or let go of things that no longer serve you, both internally within your soul, in terms of habits, patterns, beliefs, vows, curses, subconscious stuff, conscious stuff, all the unwell soul processing that you're carrying around with you from lifetimes that is in the way of creating your dreams to happen. All of this stuff is being released. So you're going to be running into lots of chaos. People that you think got it together 1 minute do not have it together the next. All right. And this is all triggered astrologically by the changes. The truth is in the stars that works with love energy that is God, and the Akashic records, and everything is all tied up to everything that is God. And there's systems and formulas, and just like there's so many different ways to do things, and they're all in alignment with love energy that is God. Okay. So there's many different ways that this all works. Everything works together from love. It's just fucking fascinating. But what we're going through right now is kind of like what I call growing pains. We're being bulldozed forward to make our dreams happen. However, sometimes it's rough to let go of the past, okay? Letting go of the past, letting go of the ways we're used to thinking that, and used to having things happen in our lives, right? To give you an example, I live in a not very big house. In fact, this is it where I am right now. It's tiny. I've lived here for like 12 or 13 years, and Spirit's like, as soon as January came in, the first 3 days of January, I started freaking out because I knew I was going to have to move. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh my God, this energy, this heavy energy is pushing me to move and pushing me to move. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, because I know I have to move, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to move. I'm like, I like my house. It's tiny, we're comfortable, yeah, it's got a lot of issues, but that's the key here, is these issues that are going on in my house that just aren't working for me. All right. And they're not working for my family, really, ultimately. And so staying in this little house, not that it's bad that it's little. I love it dearly. And I love my landlord. However, I can't let my love for these things and my sentimentalness stop me from making my dreams happen, and stop me from moving forward and leaving, let's say, this house and my landlord. Because I know I have past life connections to her. She's in her 80s, and she's just, just lovely. Her energy is lovely, and I love her, and she's like a mother. It's like a mother-daughter relationship and energy, and I've been here 13 years. My kids have pretty much grown up from being small to into their teens. My oldest daughter just had her 17th birthday, so it's just crazy, right? Just crazy how time flies. And then what happens is we become attached to these things. It's like, well, I got to leave the house. I'm used to my neighbors. I'm used to this guy living over here. I know his issues. I know her issues. I know how to deal with these people. I like these people. We just become used to the things that work and don't work for us, right? In our earth world reality. And we get like, I don't know if I would say complacent, but we get comfortable, where we don't want to move on. Well, January 2019, boom, we are moving on, okay? Because you can't make your dreams happen if you're going to stay in the same old spaces. Spirit says, if you want to have a big, huge house, a big, huge property, a big, huge shopping center, big, huge dreams, big, huge travel all over the world, be this incredible spiritual teacher, or be super successful at whatever it is that you do. They're like, Lynn, they're like, you can't do that unless you allow yourself to move forward into that space. So what does this mean? So they're sitting here telling me, it's time for you to move. You've got to allow yourself to move into the abundance that you're creating, and that you want to have and be. You've got to let yourself move into that space. No longer is 1,000 square foot home the healthiest and best place for you, right? So they're telling me this, and I'm kind of like, sitting here like, come on now. I'm like, is it really that big of a deal? And they're like, and then basically they kind of get sarcastic. They, meaning spirit, angels, my guides, my soul. They're kind of like, why don't you tell us, And what's so funny is, this is on a conscious level. I have these discussions with spirit all the time. But what's so funny is, what is happening is, not just is this happening where they're talking to me and telling me what's happening in my earth world reality, is they are literally, my house is falling apart. They're like, oh yeah, you're not moving out yet, Lynn. Did you hear us? And I'm sitting here going, yeah, I heard you, but we can fix the dishwasher that doesn't work. Then there's a fucking hole in the bathroom wall, right? So we can't use a shower, so we shower at my job, right? It's the craziest shit, right? So I'm like, so the bathroom wall has a hole in it, and the not the dishwasher, but what else doesn't work? Then the heating unit goes out, and we're freezing, and the temperature is like 17 degrees, and like for 3 days in a row, and I'm calling up, and there's the house inspection, and then I prayed and asked God, right? I'm like, with the house inspection, I'm like, okay, God. I'm like, let this go awesome. Let this go awesome, right? Let the house inspection be wonderful. Let nothing go wrong. Because Virginia Beach has this crazy, don't even get me into it kind of bullshit where they do this house regulating of rentals, right? And I'm just like, okay, God, let me pray on this. Let me create my reality. So I ask God that nothing goes wrong. Everything's wonderful. She loves me love her. It's just the greatest that it can be, right? And lo and behold, the woman comes in and does the inspection and flags every fucking thing in my house. Every single socket she stuck that plug tester into. Every crack in the wall. Every piece of paint that's falling off. Every door handle that doesn't work. Every outlet socket that's on there that's a little loose. I'm like, really? I'm like, really, right? And then this egress is blocked here. And I'm like, okay, God. I'm like, this woman is like tweaking me. I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God. The reason spirit is what's happening is my soul is calling this in. If I don't move forward like spirit is telling me in this January 2019 and in this 2019 God creation year, if I don't move forward, spirit's going to push me and bulldoze me forward along with my soul, because your soul is your master creator. All right. If it doesn't push me forward, if I don't push me forward with this energy and do what they tell me to do, they're going to literally make your outer earth world so fall apart or so be apparent that you can't not stay in that space. And it's all designed, part of the grand design, to move you forward for this whole entire year. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, what you ask God for from your soul's mission and move forward, you're going to have a problem in your earth world reality. And it was so funny because I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I'm like, the woman gives me the report. And she's not my favorite, so I got to pray on that too. She's like what you call a house inspector, right? And all because you are something doesn't mean you have to be coming or you have some form of authority. Doesn't mean you have to be a bitch, right? Doesn't. You can come from love with everything, right? So, but anyways, it was all part of the grand design. They were going to condemn my house because I didn't have a working smoke detector, right? I mean, and she's telling me that in 24 hours, if I don't get a new smoke detector up, that she's going to come here with the police and they're going to manually remove me from my home. And I'm like, really, God? Really? I'm like, do we have to go to this extreme? Right? So I'm sitting here going, okay, now I can either sit here with all the time that I don't have, because time is money for me, and time is time is my most special commodity. It's what I value the most, is having time with my family, time to do the things that I need, time for everything, because I don't really have a lot of it. So that's one of those things that I super, super, super value. So, thanks God for lighting this up again. So with this time, I'm thinking, oh my God, she gave me a list of, like, I shit you not, 25 different things that have to be fixed in my home, because my home is old and it's falling apart. But this is all coming to a head because Spirit is pushing me out the door. They're like, if you won't move, Lynn, we're going to move you. And so they will move you in Earth World reality by making your life extremely difficult or extremely what doesn't work for you. Whatever the potion magic is, that it is that needs you to get out of here, that they will affect you in your Earth World reality to push you forward to make your dreams happen when you're not like listening, hearing, seeing, and doing it in Earth World reality. Okay, so get ready for this, because this is what's happening. I mean, people are just a mess. My phone is ringing off the hook. And this is why, because they're not paying attention to the shit that they need to do, all right, in their reality to make their dreams happen. So their soul is calling it in, and this whole entire year is going to do a lot of this. And this blood red moon is a huge factor in pushing you forward to your dreams happening. Okay, but you have to balance it. Again, balance up here, all right? Up here being highest form of Christ consciousness, love energy that is God. All the magic are metaphysical magic, and all that we are in the purest form of love, okay? Up here, we have to balance this connection from in here with Earth World reality, okay? All right? So Earth World reality, this is what we have to balance that in. Okay, so if we're not getting it and we're not listening and we're not doing to the degree that we need to, it's gonna just the Earth World reality with our souls creating it is gonna steamroll us forward to our dreams, because we asked God for this. Yes, I did ask God. I mean, if you haven't seen my Facebook posts, I'm sitting here manifesting huge, beautiful log cabin homes with gorgeous interiors, state of the art, everything, and I'm like, okay, God, boom, thank you, God, for that for me, right? So let go and let God, remove and clear all my blocks that stop that from happening. And here they are, pushing me forward, going, oh yeah, you want this, Lynn? Show us you want it. Show us. Do what you say you're going to do, right? So this or blood red moon is going to push you forward. But be careful, because it is a Leo, and Leo has a huge appetite, for being a lion energy, a fire energy, has a huge abundance, okay? Huge abundance. So balance it. You don't know how much is too much? Ask God, just like with the house thing. How much house is enough house for me? How do I know? Is it the right house for me? That, because I started looking for homes for us to live in, and all guided by Spirit with my soul, because I can't sit here and fix the ceiling that needs to be repainted and have the plumber come into the bathroom for the water leaks and have them fix and repair the wall. I don't have the time with my schedule and running 3 businesses for somebody else and running my 3 businesses and trying to balance that in Earth World with all my stuff and my YouTubes and social media and my family. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh my God. That's why I ask God for everything. That's why I pray. That's why pray is just another communication for love, for working with love energy that is God. It is not prayer in the unwell space of the word that many people think, where it's a religious thing. It's a form of communication. And what I teach is the highest form according and with Christ consciousness, which is love energy, to get to where I need to go with love energy in the fastest, quickest, easiest way. That's that Christ consciousness again. Okay. So This YouTube is about the blood red moon and our dreams and 2019 and forcing you to move forward to make things happen. So as you can see with this house thing, all right, this is how it went down for me. Now, they're pushing me out to move out of my house. So we went to see some places today, and we went to see some places all week. All right, so we're checking out rentals and houses to see where we want to go because I know we need more space. All right, but at the same time, they're testing me. They're saying, Lynn, is 1,300 square feet going to be enough house for you? And I'm like, yeah, no. So the things that were acceptable before are no longer acceptable. Now I'm looking at 3,500 square feet to 5,000 square feet. How much is going to be enough for all the things that I want to do or need to do in my life and what I ask God for? Okay. So I look around. What works for me? What doesn't? Is there too much yard? Is there too much yard work? Do I want a space on the water? Does this work for me? Is there mold in the house? Is it old? Is it breaking down? So all of these factors, Spirit is saying, is this acceptable for you, Lynn? Is this house over here with the mold in it, is that acceptable? And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not acceptable. Is it okay to have a 1,300 square foot home that isn't big enough because it's on the water and it has a huge yard and an in-ground pool? I'm like, yeah, no, that's not acceptable. So this is about stepping into what you've asked God for and your dreams and creating them to happen. And so all of this energy with this year is pushing you forward. And the blood red moon energy with this Leo energy, with the moon, and all of it is this, and astrologically is pushing you forward in your earth world reality and stirring up the stuff in your soul to create it to happen. So it goes hand in hand. Ultimately, your soul is the creator. All of this stuff is the catalyst that is God, with the grand design that we all have signed on and come in here to do and be part of it, both individually and in within the collective consciousness to change this earth world dimension. Okay, so it's exciting times, but it also chaotic and full of turmoil as well. In many cases, it's all about bringing it to source that is love energy to make it easy, simple, the best it can be for you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm asking God because I love my landlord. I don't really want to leave her. And I love this house. I have great memories here. But I have to be able to let go from love for me and my future and my family so I can make my dreams happen in the healthiest, best way from love. And what do? I ask God for that. Okay. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to mention because I had a client here who is also having some house issues. Their house is flooding downstairs and they're trying to repaint, but things are falling apart and they can't get in the door. So their messages are different in the same, similar things are happening, but the context of the messages from each of our souls and for each of us is totally different. Okay. My house falling apart is my journey, and it's to get me to go and move and create and start a new life. Okay. This is all about starting your new life. 2019, starting your new life, the one that you've asked God for. Blood red moon, pushing you to it. Can't even help it. It's just the way it is in the grand design of things, right? It's like, why fight it? Just work with love energy, and then there is no worry and there's no fighting. It's like you got the solution for everything, okay? It is not like that. It is that, okay? So my friend and my client tells me that she's trying to get into her house. The storm door is locked. She can never get into the storm door. And then she tells me that her house is flooding downstairs, and this is the second or third time in the last couple of months that this has happened, all right? So what is happening is the house is her mother's house. Okay. Her mother is not addressing issues in her life that need to be addressed within her home, your home. Okay. Not just your physical home, but in the home that is you, in the soul and your inner self, your special space, your home, the home of your soul. Do you see? So she is not dealing with her stuff within her soul. Okay. She's not getting the job done. So what's happening is she's being flooded. All right. She, water is coming in from here. Water is coming in from there. No matter what they do to clean up, they're not really addressing the issues. Okay. So these are some of those things, as well as coming in through the door. My client said to me, oh, well, she called me. She's like, I can't get in the house. I can't get in the house. Every time I have a problem with this door, the key, she's like, my key never fits and I can't open the door and I can't open the door. And all of this stuff is happening because it's her mother's house, and her mother isn't doing the stuff that she needs to do to get the house fixed, to work on her, to change everything that's going on within here. Then it changes out here in your metaphysical reality. So her house is falling apart because she's not dealing with the stuff that's going on in her soul that need to be dealt with. Okay. So when she says my key doesn't ever turn in the lock, well, where are you not able to get in? Where can you not get into your soul? Why is it that your mom has to have the key and has the only key that she can get in the place, or the door will only open for her? Because the secrets are in her soul. Ultimately, she's responsible for her own house, right? So while they both live there and each thing is pertaining to them in different ways, the truth of the matter here is this is all for all of them about dealing with their issues. Where are things flooding in on you and you're not figuring out where they are? You're not addressing where they are. Where are you feeling overwhelmed? Where do you need to clear? Water is a clearing energy. All right. So all of these things are all part of this, as well as, where are you not getting inside the door to yourself? Where are you not going into new worlds, or where you need to be going within the door? Where do you not have the key to your dreams? Where are you depending on others and their unwellnesses or wellnesses to make your dreams happen, and in living in that space where they live? Okay, so this is about so many different subconscious habits, patterns, and beliefs that are present in here, that are all part of the grand design from up here and are in earth world reality. So her messages are different from my messages. It doesn't mean that I don't have stuff to clear, heal, and change and work on and create as well. We all do, depending on what our journey is, what we've asked God for. It's part of the grand design and who we want to be. It is ultimately up to us with free will. Okay, so these are some of the really cool things. So their job is to really get in there and heal themselves so that they can fix their home, both in earth world reality as well as in their soul. There's a balance of that. So they must find the answers. So a lot of times when things break down and you don't deal with them, they keep coming in and piling on. So more stuff in their house is going to break down until they start to address the issues in their soul to change that. Okay. And then new doors will open. And before you know it, the storm door that doesn't open or freezes shut or is broken, it opens up, right? It opens up for them, or they replace it and then it opens up all the time. So they're working on that. Therefore, they're doing stuff in earth world reality that needs to get done, as well as within their soul, whether working with spirit, with me, or themselves, or wherever their soul guides them to do their spiritual work, and create their dreams and create their lives in earth world reality, as well as with spirit. So you can see the differences in the messages here, but it's crazy, crazy stuff. You're going to really see it manifesting in earth world reality, where you're not working on things, or you're not creating your dreams, or you're not listening. All right. And all this stuff is happening to push you forward, to help and assist you. You can either look at it like a shitstorm, or you can bring it to source and say, hey, why is this happening? Just like me, when I prayed and asked God for the home inspector, to have nothing wrong with the house, and then everything was wrong. I'm like, okay, that's a huge sign by spirit. Now I could be like, oh, that sucks. You didn't listen to me, God. You didn't answer my prayers. Oh, yes, they did. Because they know that I asked God for biggest, better things in my life, bigger homes, beautiful things, amazing things for my family and myself and my dreams, right? So they're pushing me forward, because if everything goes great in that home inspection, I'm less likely to leave this comfortable place of my home. And this is why this stuff is happening. So people think, oh, well, God, why would God do this to me? No. This is your soul creating with love energy that is all that is God in this earth world reality to make your dreams happen. And that's what January 2019 is blasting you off into. Okay, this blood red moon is part of it. All the things that are going on, all part of the grand design with you and your soul. Nothing is bad unless you believe it is bad. And if you're having an issue, ask God to clear, heal, and change it, and create what you want to happen. Create how you feel about it. Hey, all right, you know what? It's great that this happened, that the home inspector gave me such a crappy report, because what did it do? It made me call other places, go look at other homes, and boom. Wow, look at this lovely home over here. And if it is what's best for me, thank you, God, for that for me. And if not, bring me the one that is. And then I'm not setting up what I expect to happen, stuck in my ways, where I think it should be. I go with the flow that is love energy, that is God. And I trust, I know, I feel it in my heart. I let go. I let God guide and show me the way. Here, metaphysically, I see things and visions and all my metaphysical gifts, as well as see them and know them in earth world, and everything in the grand design happens for me in the best way, from love. And that's the key here. And the super for this year: trust, faith, knowing, letting go, and letting God. You're going right to the edge of that cliff, and when you step off, you're going to fly. If you're doing your spirit work and your dreams are happening, you're going to fly. That's the key here, to trust and have all those gifts in their best, healthiest space from love. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this 2019 Super Blood Red Moon video from YouTube, from Spirit and me. And I love you guys, and we'll hope to post. I try to post every day, but with my crazy wild schedule, if it's meant to be with love energy that is God, it'll be. All right. See you soon.